Another night, been working all week and got myself right. When you're on a loud pedal, it ain't time to make friends. I didn't come to run second, I came here to win, yeah. It's go time now, grip your wheel real tight. We ain't NASCAR nice, it's a dirt track fight. You wanna make a name, you wanna go far, you gotta outrun the best at Team VLR, yeah. Another track, another night, been working all week and got myself right. When you're on a loud pedal, it ain't time to make friends. I didn't come to run second, I came here to win, yeah. It's go time now, grip your wheel real tight. We ain't NASCAR nice, it's a dirt track fight. You wanna make a name, you wanna go far, you gotta outrun the best at Team VLR, yeah. Another track, another night, been working all week and got myself right. When you're on a loud pedal, it ain't time to make friends. I didn't come to run second, I came here to win, yeah. It's go time now, grip your wheel real tight. We ain't NASCAR nice, it's a dirt track fight. You wanna make a name, you wanna go far, you gotta outrun the best at Team VLR, yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the next night of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. We are here at the famous Knoxville Raceway in Knoxville, Iowa. We've got the Team VLR Super Late Models on the racetrack tonight. Going to be going for 60 laps this evening here at Knoxville Raceway. Night number 6 of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Of course, last week at Lima Land Motorsports Park, Mr. Hayden Cardwell out of the great state of Tennessee took another win in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. That makes 3 out of the last 5 races that have gone to the young driver out of the volunteer state. Hayden has been one to contend with on the big tracks and the small tracks so far in this series, and is, of course, with that last win and the performance over the rest of the season, sitting atop the point standings. It's been a real close battle behind him in the point standings, with some of our last 10 there separated by maybe 15, 20 points. So the points battle real close here in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. We are just wrapping up some practice here. Probably going to be moving on in just a few moments. Some of the quick times on the racetrack right now. Let me get my timing screen pulled up here. Let's see here. Looks like Cole Harvey atop the standings right now with an 18.481 second elapsed time. The second quickest car on the racetrack, the 999 of Mr. Dylan Fox, with an 18.501. Point leader Hayden Cardwell is third quick right now on the racetrack with an 18.557. Lucas Chowning fourth fast with an 18.585. And Shad Prescott rounds out the top five in the D1RT number 41 machine, with a 18.616 second elapsed time. Here I got everything working here like it's supposed to be. Looks like we are good to go. Of course, a couple of new updates actually today for the iRacing software. Changes the way the tracks react a little bit, and from what I've seen and heard from some of these drivers, it doesn't drive too differently, but enough maybe if you haven't been on your toes today, it could still catch you out a little bit while we're racing. So going to be interesting to watch these drivers tonight. Of course, we talk about it all the time. These VLR drivers for this series are some of the best of the best. Of course, we got a bunch of different stables in here racing with us tonight. Some D1RT, some 06 Motorsports. So a lot of different iRacing teams working in here this evening. And so it is going to be interesting for sure. Looks like our car count right now at about 51 entries for the evening. We've had some very consistent and very strong turnouts for these last few races here, actually for every race in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. I have definitely enjoyed getting to watch these drivers race around here, put on some fantastic shows. Was unfortunately not able to make the show last week. Got held up at my real job there, so appreciate the guys at VLR and of course the Virtual Racing Network and Charles Wooten for taking care of things for me, holding down the fort while I was gone. But it is nonetheless good to be back tonight. The racetrack already starting to dry out just a little bit. You can see the blue groove starting to form up there, ladies and gentlemen, through the middle of the racetrack. And I suspect that good old Knoxville Raceway here gonna go slick pretty quickly as the sun is out, and we will have a lot of laps here on this racetrack today. Should have about 4 heat races. There'll be 12 laps in distance. Top 4 out of those gonna go directly to the main event. One of the new things that's really awesome about iRacing is we now have custom numbers. You'll see that as some of these drivers go around this evening, custom numbers on the race cars. They're able to move them around, change up the font, change the way the numbers are placed on the cars. That's one of the, another way that we get a little more customization, making this a little more closer, a little more true to life, so to speak. And I, for one, am excited about it. I think it's going to make this this software just one of the other reasons it is probably the premium simulation software out there. Definitely some of the best late model racers in the business right here with us tonight. And night number 6 of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Of course, we've got 2 more races after this one, and we're going to be winding things down here pretty soon. We started way back in January. It seems like forever ago. January 29th at Charlotte, the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Of course, that one going to Hayden Cardwell. The next race was at Lanier National Speedway, 75 laps, also going to Hayden Cardwell. Austin Carr broke the streak on the 12th of February at Volusia, grabbing that win there. And Chase Cabry picking up the win at Williams Grove back on the 19th of February. It's 2 weeks ago. And Hayden Caldwell again getting back into victory lane last week at Lima Land Motorsports Park, 75-lap main event, going to the young driver out of the state of Tennessee. 60 laps on tap for this evening here at Knoxville. Of course, we can't forget our great sponsors and marketing partners here with South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Of course, South Texas Speedway is the title sponsor coming on board. the Virtual Racing Network, Charles Wooten and the crew bringing you all of these great shots that you'll see over the course of the night. All of these camera angles, all the camera work is completely courtesy of Charles and the crew at the Virtual Racing Network. Of course, Team VLR, KT King and the gang helping us out, letting us broadcast their races they're putting on. We certainly appreciate them for having us on board. The Hanover Wrecker Service is our official caution flag sponsor. They've been very gracious in coming on board with us. And, of course, can't forget the Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience, the 20-lap experience on tap for the points champion at the end of 8 weeks in any car at any racetrack that the Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience stops at through 2019. And don't forget, we got some big races coming up in the next few days, actually, in the real world, and also a big race here in iRacing. Of course, the 12th annual Schaefer's Specialty Lubricant Spring Fling going to be coming up. It'll be right here at Knoxville Raceway. That's April 9th and 10th. That race is going to pay $3,000 to win. There will be a $12,000 purse. I am told it is the largest purse in iRacing history. Ben Shelton and Tommy Rowe Jr. are going to be on the call for that show, so you're going to want to tune in. I know I will be glued to my screen watching the Spring Fling on April 9th and 10th. I believe that race has been sold out for quite some time. There may be 1 or 2 spots left, but I believe it's sold out. So the entries have been set. The field should be good to go. Once again, that's coming up April 9th and 10th. The 12th annual Schaefer's Spring Fling, courtesy of Team Victory Lane Racing, going to be brought to you by the Virtual Racing Network. And then for me, my real-world racing season has started last Friday night at Heart of Texas Speedway in Waco. I will be making the trip tomorrow afternoon down to Corpus Christi, Texas. I'll be at South Texas Speedway for the inaugural Jerry Whitaker Memorial. That is going to be practice tomorrow. We will have racing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. We will have the headlining class there will be the limited modifieds, and then we will have our pure stocks in action as well, supporting limited modifieds there. It's $2,000 to win on Thursday, $2,000 to win on Friday, and then on Saturday, $8,900 to win on Saturday night, and $890 just to take the green flag. That is coming up to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's March 7th, 8th, and 9th. It'll be at South Texas Speedway. You can catch that race live streamed at raceontexas.com. You can check out our website there for Race on Texas. Get pricing for the live stream. Dylan Fox has clinched the top spot on 18.936. Here in qualifying. We are going to roll on into our first heat race this evening, ladies and gentlemen, here at Knoxville Raceway. I am monitoring the chat on the Facebook stream there. Kelly Collier, how are you, sir? Good to see you tuning in this evening. Mr. Bruce Norwick, welcome back. I'm glad you didn't forget. I see you, sir. See there, it says you almost forgot. Well, Bruce, I'm glad you didn't. We are getting ready to go here with heat race number 1. I'm glad you didn't. Getting ready to go with our first heat race here at Knoxville Raceway. The starting grid going to look like this. Wow, 13 cars going to take the green flag here in heat race number 1. The D1RT SimSport number 999 of Dylan Fox going to be on the inside of the front row. The H&M Automotive Evil One Graphics Napa Auto Parts back to number 7 of your point leader Hayden Cardwell going to start outside of that first row. Shad Prescott in the Trevor Fitz Racing number M14 on the car, listed as 41 in the entry list. Shad Prescott going to be inside row number 2, and the Dead Zone Racing number 8 machine of our youngest competitor, 15-year-old Cole Newhoffen, going to be outside that second row. The Kryptonite number 09 of Cody Turchie going to be inside row number 3. And the 71 of Richard Spar, another H&M Automotive Evil One Graphics, designed number 71 machine on the outside of row number 3. Chris Orencia in the 78 machine going to be inside row number 4, the HRE backed entry. Another Evil One Graphics, H&M Automotive, BADD Racing, that's bad racing, on the number 97 of David Sutton to the outside of row number 4. Fifth row back on the inside, another H&M Automotive, Evil One Graphics, Napa Auto Parts entry. That is the 14 of J.D. Brown. He will be alongside the 01 of Tyler Hudson. Next row back, the 74 is Blake Brown. That's the iRacing iFlag. Caprone screen printing and graphic design number 74. And he's going to be joined on that row by the 967 of Kevin Forcier. The field has been set for heat race number 1. We are getting ready to turn them loose. They should be rolling around here. We're entering turn number 3. We'll probably get one more caution lap. We'll see what happens here coming off of 4. The field not bunched up that close. So. As the pace truck takes heat race number 1 underneath the flag stand, we're going to have one more pace lap here. We should be going green out of turn number 4. Just in case you're keeping up with the racing scene in the state of Texas, of course, the track in Wichita Falls, previously known as Red River Speedway, has been rebranded as Monarch Motor Speedway and will have a practice day on the 10th of March. That's this coming Sunday. Our very own Charles Wooten going to be out there getting some look-ins, some footage out there from the racetrack. You can check that out as well. Some interesting and exciting things going on in Texas racing as we go green here at Knoxville Raceway with heat race number 1. Race number 6, the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Dylan Fox leads the field into turn number 3. Hayden Cardwell kind of hanging it out to dry up there on the top, and it's going to be Fox leading lap number 1 by 0.430 seconds. Ooh, Cardwell getting into Dylan just a little bit there. Some pretty good contact through turn number 2. Good job by both of those drivers to keep the cars underneath them. Back into turn 3 we go. Fox, your quick qualifier, now heat race number 1's leader. We lead lap number 2. This time the gap 0.284 seconds over Hayden Cardwell. Cole Newhoffen in the 3rd spot. Shad Prescott, your 4th and final transfer. Now, Cardwell coming underneath Fox through 3 and 4. Hayden Cardwell with some great car control down on the bottom of the racetrack. He's really good on these heavy racetracks. Slides up, just as I say that, grabs the wall on the outside of turns 1 and 2. Going to give the top spot back to Dylan Fox as we complete lap number 3. Should be completing lap number 4 this time by 4 down and 8 to go in heat race number 1. It's still Fox out front. Cardwell in 2nd. Newhoffen 3rd. The gap back to Cole Newhoffen, 0.740 seconds. Excuse me. Back to 3rd spot. I'll tell you what, Hayden Cardwell has found some dig on the bottom of turns 3 and 4. He closed the gap that time to 0.260 seconds. So wavering between 0.4 and 0.2 of a second, but still cannot get around the 999 of Dylan Fox. And we've said this many times before as we cross halfway home, 6 down and 6 to go in heat race number 1. You know, catching somebody is one thing. Passing them is a whole nother ball of wax. And right now, young Hayden Cardwell doing everything he can, the driver out of the great state of Tennessee, trying to catch the 999 of Dylan Fox. 3rd spot, still Cole Newhoffen. 4th is Shad Prescott, but those two got a pretty good battle of their own. Less than 0.2 of a second between 3rd and 4th spot is Newhoffen. Right down there on the bottom of the racetrack, putting that left front on the berm of turns 1 and 2. This racetrack has dried out quick, fast, and in a hurry on the entry. Completely black from top to bottom coming into turn number 3. Not a lot of grip to be had as well coming into turn number 1 unless you go right up to the outside of the racetrack. There's a lane of moisture maybe a foot or so off that outside wall. You've really got to be careful coming into these corners. One more lap in the books. 9 down, 3 to go. Your lead, 0.035 seconds. That time around, actually 0.119 seconds. Excuse me, as I'm catching up here with the ATVO timing screen. Dylan Fox, still your leader, though. Hayden Cardwell all over the back of the 999 machine. Let's go on board here with Cardwell. Oh, the two get together once again. They're all the way out of the throttle. Cardwell all up into the back of the 999 machine. Hayden trying to find some way around the 999 of Dylan Fox. The white flag going to be in the air this time around. One more lap to go for the 999. Fox still, and Cardwell into the wall big time that time around. Gonna lose the second spot as Cole Newhoffen goes around. Dylan Fox going to get the win here in heat race number 1. And it looks like Cole Newhoffen going to be able to hang on to that second spot. And Hayden Cardwell going to come across the line in third. Shad Prescott going to be your fourth and final transfer position. So Fox, Newhoffen, Cardwell, and Prescott moving on to the A main here after heat race number 1. Second heat of the night hitting the starting grid. Chase Cabry. He was your winner 2 weeks ago at Williams Grove. He's going to be starting on the inside of the first row in the Valvoline Lincoln Electric sponsored number 54 machine. He'll be alongside Vinny Fingers. It's Virgil Graham, the Fox Racing Shocks number 42. Cole Harvey on the inside of row number 2. Cole going to be in another one of those H&M Automotive, Napa Auto Parts, Evil One Graphics, backed entries, the number 85 riding alongside. Schaefer, Specialized Lubricants, iRacing, iFlag, and Team VLR sponsoring the number 44 of Leota and Pena on the outside of that second row. And on the inside of row number 3, his series best finish has been a runner-up, and I believe that came just last week for the Canadian Phenom out of Quebec, Canada. That is going to be Alex Bergeron in the 12 car. He's going to be joined on the outside of row number 3 by the 127 of Blake Majulis. Justin Thomas inside row number 4 in the 9 car. He'll be alongside Aaron Kitchens in the 17. Aaron Kitchen in the 17. 17 sponsored by Madman Motorsports and Vic Hill Racing Engines, as well as Colby's Eye Paints. The next row back on the inside, the 10 car, the Bang Energy Drink number 10 machine. That is going to be Skylar Brown. And to his outside, the Bad Boys. VLR backed down under backed entry, the 097. That is going to be Rocky Battenfield. Next row back in the Black Rifle Coffee Company number 20 machine, that'll be Brandon Schmidt. To his outside, the 96, another one of those awesome looking Evil One graphics paint jobs, backed by Napa Auto Parts and H&M Automotive. That is going to be Nick Daffern. And rounding out the field in heat race number 2, the 04, that is going to be Frank Gonzalez. Full Velocity TV along for the ride there on the 04. We are Green Flag Racing. Chase Cabry going to lead the field into turn number 1. The Valvoline Lincoln Electric number 54. Leading the field off of turn number 2, down the back chute into turn number 3. Vinny Fingers in second spot. Looking to the inside. Not going to be enough as Graham settles into that second position, and Cabry leads lap number 1. 0.190 seconds, the gap between first and second. As we come off of turn 2, they nearly touch. I don't know how they didn't make contact coming off of turn number 2. Graham a little bit snug on entry, but able to hold on to that second spot as in third. Lurking in the sign shop at Kinney's back to number 12 machine, and he puts a slide job on Graham for second spot. It's Alex Bergeron. Graham going to get right back around him with a crossover maneuver off of turn number 2 to hang on to the runner-up position. We do have a yellow flag coming out. Looks like it's for Aaron Kitchen in the Colby's Eye Paint number 17 machine. Replay queued up, ready to go for you, ladies and gentlemen. On the screen, Charles Wooten always on his A game here, bringing you the best shots of not only the action on the racetrack, but the replays coming to you. Should be getting ready to go here in just a moment. Caution coming out on lap number 3. We will complete lap number 4. top 4 transfers right now. Chase Cabry out front. Virgil Graham in second. Alex Bergeron third. Leoden Pena rounding out the top 4. Cole Harvey, 1 spot out, looking in right now from 5th position. Blake Majula 6th, Brandon Schmidt in 7th, Justin Thomas 8th, Rocky Battenfield 9th, Frank Gonzalez 10th, Skylar Brown, Nick Daffern, and Aaron Kitchen round out the field. Again, 13 cars strong here in the heat races. If you're not on the first couple of rows, I know 12 laps seems like a long heat race, but when there's 13 cars out there, you got a long way to go, especially if that caution comes out, because these caution flag laps do count here in the heat races. And it looks like some issues for Blake Majulis there. His car disappearing from the racetrack. They have some internet connectivity issues. I believe that would be the iRacing equivalent of catastrophic engine failure. So, looks like a blown motor in the heat race for Blake Majulis. Hopefully Blake can get that sorted out and rejoin us for the main event. The field nice and tight now coming into turn number 3. We should be getting a green flag this time off of 4. And Chase Cabry back in the throttle off the top of the racetrack. Going to lead the field down the front chute into turn number 1. Halfway home, 6 down and 6 to go. Here in heat race number 2. Cabry in the top spot. Graham is second. Bergeron and Pena round out the top 4. Remember, the top 4 positions go on directly to the main event. Everybody else going to have to run a C or a B or whatever LCQs we run here this evening. And Cabry tagging the wall just a little bit. The damage model has been revamped, I do believe, in this last build just a little bit. And Cabry tagging the outside wall, folding in that right rear quarter of the race car just a little bit. As we enter turn number 1, head off of turn 2, down the backstretch into turn 3. Still Cabry out in front by 0.465 seconds. Virgil Graham still in second spot. Old Vinny Fingers holding it down in the 42 machine. Here comes Alex Bergeron to the top side of the racetrack, right behind Graham by 0.2 of a second. Bergeron to the bottom of the racetrack off of turn number 2. Goes top shelf in turn 3. Graham slides up the racetrack through the middle as there's nothing on the entry of turn number 3. 10 down, 2 to go. The battle, the one for second spot. Bergeron going to try to slide Graham through the first set of corners. Not going to be enough. Vinny Fingers holding on to that second position. Chase Cabry into turn number 3. Going to be looking at the white flag this time around. You see the cars rolling nicely over onto the right front corner of the car. That's the way you drive these super late models, off the right front corner. All of the weight transfers over. Got some extreme camber on these right fronts on these race cars to make sure that there is enough contact at all times with the dirt, since you're basically driving it off the right front corner of the car. The checker flag waves, and in heat race number 2, it's going to be Chase Cabry taking the win. Virgil Graham in second spot. Alex Bergeron is third, and Leoden Pena going to round out the top 4 transfer positions. Miss Heather Williams, Miss Amanda Clark, thank you so much for tuning in with us this evening. Once again, folks, we hope that you like what you're seeing here with the stream. Of course, I am monitoring the chat on the raceontexas.com live stream. And Mr. Charles Wooten got us streaming at several different other places. Johnny Higginbotham, thanks for tuning in. Light 'em up indeed. That is exactly what we're doing. We're streaming live here at raceontexas.com. We're streaming at the VLR Facebook page, the Virtual Racing Network's Facebook page, and YouTube channel. And we are getting ready to roll heat race number 3 of the night. Dylan Wilson going to be starting this thing on the pole. And Dylan going to be driving the D1RT. Trevor Fitz Racing, number 80 machine from the inside of the front row to his outside. Starting on the outside of row number 1, the iRacing iFlag Hanover Wrecker Service Team VLR Race on Texas backed number 07. That is going to be Howard Weaver. Next row back on the inside, the Beefcakes Esport Team VLR backed Toyota Camry, the number 19, is going to be Garrett Nabrouge. And outside of him, the front man of Dirty Grass Soul, the Ford Mustang, the NOS-backed number 22 machine. That's going to be Kevin Dedman. Inside row number 3, the HRE Motorsports. Number 3 machine will be Shane James. Into his outside, the Caprone Screen Printing Graphic Design, number 23. That is going to be Jeremy Caprone. We were looking for the 36 of Spencer Swafford. It doesn't look like Spencer going to be making the call. That is going to put Adam Elby in the Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, number 39 Ford Mustang, inside of row number 4. Kendall Tucker to the outside. Next row back should be the 81 of Joey Lamb, the 331 of Dustin Hall, and then you'll have Jeremy Elliott, and Ryan Martin making up row number 6. Should be getting the green flag this time off of turn number 4. There is the green indeed. Heat race number 3 underway. 12 laps the distance, top 4 to the main event. We've got 2 cars tangled up down there on the bottom. It looks like Joey Lamb going to get the short end of that stick, and he'll be going around in the inside of turns number 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Dylan Wilson going to lead lap number 1. Howard Weaver in second spot. Garrett Nabrouge scored in the third position. In the fourth spot. Third spot is Shane James, the HRE Motorsports, number 3 machine. We roll around through 3 and 4 one more time. Going to complete lap number 2 off the 4th corner. Dylan Wilson, still your leader by 0.464 seconds over Howard Weaver. I'm anxious to speak to one of these drivers a little bit later on in the evening and figure out and see what they think exactly of the way that the racetracks are wearing. It's a lot different. I can already see some black. It's not just drying out. It almost looks as though the track is taking rubber on the entrance of turn number 3. And I got to tell you, from the ride through 1 and 2 that time, it looks like the track's a lot slicker than Dylan Wilson anticipated as he slides almost all the way to the outside wall from the bottom of the racetrack. Back down into turn number 1. Wilson still your leader. Weaver in second spot. James is still in third position by about 0.3 of a second over Garrett Nabrouge. Nabrouge holding down that 4th and final transfer spot. The Beefcakes Esports VLR back to number 19 in. And that's a Toyota Camry paint job that Garrett's got going on there. A good looking race car, the number 19. I absolutely love me some yellow race cars. I don't know what it is, but that yellow really just makes everything pop. Back up front we go. About a half a straightaway advantage now for the 80 machine of Dylan Wilson over Howard Weaver. Wilson into the wall that time on the outside of turns 1 and 2. I'm telling you, these tracks seem to be wearing not only much quicker, but a little bit differently than what we're used to seeing here. This new build, I think, may be catching some of these drivers off guard just a little bit. 7 laps down, now 5 to go, as again you see Wilson slide all the way to the outside wall through turns 1 and 2. And Dylan, normally pretty good on these slick racetracks, really struggling here in the end of the heat race. And we've still got one more heat race left to go. And, barring a track reset, this place is going to be pretty slick come feature time. I love the new build. I'm very excited, a little anxious to drive on it myself. Of course, I'm not nearly the caliber of racer that these guys you're watching right now happen to be, but it definitely is going to make things interesting as you see that Wilson way out of the throttle to try to keep the car on the bottom of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2. And Weaver has closed the gap just a little bit, not much to speak of, but not really letting Wilson get away from him as Wilson smacks the wall down the front stretch. We'll see what happens here in turns 1 and 2. Again, almost all the way to the outside wall. The gap that time nearly cut in half from 0.9 to 0.5 seconds. So Howard Weaver has found something on the top side of this racetrack. We'll see a little bit later on what some of these drivers think about the new build and the way these tracks are wearing in. As we got 1 lap left to go. White flag in the air. The gap that time, 0.385 seconds at the start-finish line. Howard Weaver with one more shot at it. don't think he's going to take it. The race is over. He'll transfer into the main event tonight. Dylan Wilson going to grab the win. Weaver will be second. Shane James will be third. And Garrett Nabru is going to round out the top 4 transfer positions. 3 heat races in. And we are going to roll on into our 4th and final heat race. Miss Faith Butcher watching this evening. Faith Mascoro Butcher tuning in. Thank you so much, Faith, for watching. I will see you tomorrow night, as well as Dustin Butcher, our previous limited modified champion down at South Texas Speedway in 2017. Of course, 2018 championship going to Ray Shulman. But Dustin, nonetheless, was a 5-time limited modified points champion at South Texas Speedway tuning in. I hope that car is together, man, and you're not wasting valuable car assembly time. What I mean to say is, thanks for watching the race. Get that car put together. We're rolling out here heat race number 4, our 4th and final heat race of the evening. And James Eden's going to start on the inside of the front row. The LW Graphics, Lone Wolf Graphics, I do believe that is, Fast 4, along for the ride as well on the 52 machine. To his outside in the 25 machine, sponsored by the Sim Racing Authority, that is going to be Tyler Ducharme. Next row back, the Team VLR backed Vic Hill Racing Engines iRacing iFlag number 37. That's going to be Randall Carter. And Zach Leonardi outside of him in the 24 machine. Next row back on the inside, the Dyno 1 Incorporated. Number 34 is going to be Terry Wolf. And to the outside, the Madman Motorsports Vic Hill Racing Engines Coggins Farm Colby's Eye Paints. Number 88 will be Thomas Coggins. The Brian Tooley Racing Demon Race Engines number 47 is going to be Lucas Chowning inside row number 4, and to his outside, the 21, that'll be Benjamin Nading, the Kryptonite backed entry outside row number 4. DJ Kilinowski, another one of those Colby's Eye Paints, Coggins Farm backed cars in the 13, alongside Darren Luttrell in the 68, Eric Hugh in the 5, the Bojangles Lucas Oil Racing TV backed number 5 machine, Brian Wax in the 11, the Centerville Smoke Shop number 11, and the 29 of Scott Dobbs, the Bam Bam theme car. Back there in the back of the pack, we go green. We're already down the backstretch into turn number 3, and it's James Eden's out in front. The battle is the one for second spot. Look at Randall Carter on the bottom of the racetrack, gets around Tyler Ducharme, and takes over that second spot into turn number 1. At the stripe, though, interesting to note that it was... Oh, there, yep, Randall Carter. I thought it was. Randall Carter out in front of Tyler Ducharme by 0.155 seconds. Carter working the bottom of the racetrack. I'm interested, again, to see what these drivers think about the way that these tracks are wearing, because they seem to be much slicker, much more quickly on the bottom. We got some cars getting together there. It looks like Zach Leonardi getting tangled up with Thomas Coggins after Tyler Ducharme finding the outside retaining wall. That is going to shuffle the running order up just a little bit here, as James Edens is still your leader. Second spot is Randall Carter. It looks like Ducharme being scored in the 3rd spot. Terry Wolf in the subsurface of Indiana up to, that's the number 34 machine, up to the 4th spot. So your 4th and final transfer position right now belongs to Terry Wolf. We cross the start-finish line one more time. 4 down, 8 to go here in heat race number 4. I tell you what, some slide jobs being thrown in this heat race here. This 4th and final heat race looks like some elbows out there being thrown on the racetrack this evening, as Tyler Ducharme putting a big slider on Terry Wolf for the 3rd spot. Here comes Wolf back underneath him with Zach Leonardi in tow. Thomas Coggins getting in the wall back there. That's 6th spot on the racetrack for the 88 machine. Going to slip back to 7th. As Lucas Chowning gets around in there off of turn number 2. Your leader, meanwhile, at halfway is still the 52 of James Edens. We do have a yellow this time. It is for Scott Dobbs, the 29, the Bam Bam Mustang, spinning around over in turn number 3. Replay is queued up, ready to go once again, thanks to Charles Wooten, as the Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag comes out. We'll get everybody re-ranked and restacked, set to go here. David Heilman, thanks for tuning in, man. One of the best sprint car drivers in the iRacing game. Absolutely. One of those factory Casey Kane esports drivers. Sean Klein tuning in, and Logan Dinsmore watching. Sean Klein, street stock driver there at Texana Raceway Park, and Logan Dinsmore, one of our other racers down there in the South Texas area. Good to have y'all watching this evening as well. We are in the fourth and final heat race for race number 6, the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Tonight coming to you from Knoxville Raceway in Knoxville, Iowa. Your leader still, the 52 of James Edens. Of course, don't forget, we got some real-world racing coming to you from South Texas Speedway. We got practice tomorrow night for the inaugural Gary Whitaker Memorial. And we'll be having racing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. $2,000 to win Thursday, $2,000 to win Friday, $8,900 to the victor on Saturday night for the limited modifieds. Pure Stocks also going to be in competition. Charles Wooten from the Virtual Racing Network going to be bringing you a live look in from the new Monarch Motor Speedway's practice day on Sunday, March the 10th. So some awesome racing happening in the real world, some awesome racing happening as we retake the green flag. We are 3 wide off of turn number 2 after a massive slider from Tyler Ducharme. Not going to gain him a spot, but in fact cost him one as he slips back from 3rd to 4th after a huge slider being thrown on Randall Carter. Carter crosses him back up, retakes the 2nd position. Harry Wolf now up to 3rd. Tyler Ducharme in danger of losing that 4th and final transfer spot. I'd be interested to see, Ducharme with some heavy damage there on the right side of the vehicle, slipping up to the top of the racetrack. Zach Leonardi trying to sneak around him on the bottom. That's the battle for the 4th and final transfer spot. This is the last lap of the race. Harry Wolf in 3rd. Tyler Ducharme 4th at the line. Let's go back up front with James Edens. He's going to grab the win here in heat race number 4. 2nd is going to be Randall Carter. 3rd is going to be Terry Wolf. And it looks like on the last lap, Zach Leonardi, gets around, takes the 4th spot by 1.153 seconds. So about a 10th or so of a second. Going to give Zach Leonardi our final transfer position of the evening directly to the A main event. We are going to roll right on into our first of 3 consolation main events here. The D main coming up, 12 laps in length. The top 4 going to go to the back of the C. So for those of you that may be new tuning in here, don't know how this works, like I said, the top 4 out of the D going to start in the last 4 places of the C main. Same thing, out of the C, the top 4 transfers going to start in the very back of the B main, and then out of the B main, which will be a 20-lap event, the top 8 going to transfer into the B main, or the A main. I'll get it right. Practice for this weekend. Oh, we should be rolling out our D main here in just a moment. Looks like Ryan Martin going to start it on the inside of the front row in the 024. He'll be next to Benjamin Nading in the 21. Next row back on the inside, Kevin Forseer going to be piloting the 967. He'll be alongside Nick Daffern in the 96. Jeremy Elliott, the 907, the full throttle performance, number 907, going to be inside row number 3. He'll be alongside Brian Wax in the Centerville Smoke Shop, number 11. David Sutton, another one of those Evil One graphics, Napa Auto Parts, H&M Automotive Designs. That's the 97 on the inside of row number 4. He'll be alongside the Full Velocity TV number 04 of Frank Gonzalez. Next row back, that's row number 5, should be Joey Lamb in the 81 alongside Scott Dobbs in the 29. DJ Kilinowski going to be all by himself in the very last row in the 13 car. And we should be getting ready to go here for the D main once again. 12 laps. Top 4 transferring into the C main. And the green flag is out. We are underway. The 024 of Ryan Martin. A slow start, but going to lead the field nonetheless. Down the front stretch into turn number 1. Some of the cars going low, some of the cars going high as everybody trying to slice and dice their way through the first set of corners. Kevin Forcier going to be the beneficiary on that start. He'll slide all the way up to the second spot. A little bit squirrely through the middle of turns 3 and 4, but Forcier able to keep the 967 underneath him to complete lap number 1. Benjamin Nading in the third spot. Right now he's doing battle with David Sutton. I tell you what, some close racing there in the back of, or in the middle of the pack on back. Top 3 have really started to pull away, and just as I say that, looks like Sutton going to get around Nading for third. In fact, he'll take the spot at the stripe, and now he's closing in on Kevin Forcier in the second spot. Oh, and there's some contact for sure, as Sutton going to muscle his way around and take over the second spot from Kevin Forcier. Let's see if there's any retaliation. I don't see anything out of the Canadian. Those guys are so nice. They're so oh, there is some contact there, though. Not with Forcier and Sutton, but with Forcier and Nading. And DJ Kilinowski actually grabbing the outside retaining wall down the backstretch. Oh, and that is Scott Dobbs hard into the outside wall. In the 29, the car just looping itself around there in turn number 3. Replay should be queued up and ready to go. Courtesy of Charles Wooten as the Hanover Wrecker Service yellow flag does come out. We'll get things re-racked and restacked here in the D main course. 12 laps, the same length as a heat race. So if you're trying to force your way, or race your way, I should say, from the back, you got a long way to go here and a short time to get there. And as it looks like after that caution, Nick Daffern going to pick up an EOL, or end of line penalty, and that'll shuffle him to the back of the pack. 5 laps completed here in the D main. Of course, the Hanover Wrecker Service yellow flag is out. First time in this race. And we are getting set to go here as the field reshuffles itself, gets itself lined back up. This is going to be a single file restart. Could be next time off of turn number 4. Could be next time off the turn number 4. Of course, the other drivers that have transferred already are definitely watching how this track is changing as the race night goes on. Again, the new build coming out just today, a little bit earlier this afternoon. I'm sure that some of these drivers have been getting as many practice laps as possible, but a lot of them probably flying blind here. If they got a job like I do, that doesn't shut down until 6 o'clock. I rushed home, got up here, got in the chair, and got ready to go. We go back green flag racing. Ryan Martin leading him to it. Looks like 7 laps complete, 5 laps to go, and Martin not able to hold it to the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes David Sutton in the 97. The H&M Automotive 97 machine going to squeeze by for the top spot. Martin going to hang on to second, and another yellow flag coming out. That may very well seal this deal. This caution flag coming out for the 11 machine of Brian Wax. Replay going to be queued up here for you, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we'll get it up there on the screen for you. These racetracks are really, really slick. And again, I'm not sure if some of these drivers got as many practice laps as maybe they wanted, or any practice laps if they wanted. The new build coming out this afternoon, so some of these drivers probably not quite caught up to what the racetracks are doing and how much they've changed since last week, or since yesterday. I mean, most of these drivers racing multiple nights a week, probably every night of the week, if I'm honest, to get themselves accustomed to the race track and the race cars. Got Brian Wax there in the back of the pack. We got 9 laps complete. We may get a green flag. We should, I would say. Be 10 and 2 to go this time by the start-finish line here. Of course, once again, do not forget, coming up April 9th and 10th, the 12th Annual Spring Fling, brought to you by Schaefer Specialty Lubricants. That race, the largest purse in iRacing history. Of course, the race being put on by Team VLR, Team Victory Lane Racing. Going to have Ben Shelton and Tommy Rowe Jr. on the call that weekend. $3,000 to the winner of the race. The total purse will be $12,000 in cash and contingency prizes. Once again, the Schaefer Specialty Lubricants 12th Annual Spring Fling. That's coming up April 9th and 10th right here at Knoxville Raceway with Team VLR and the Super Late Models. And right off the bat, as we've got 1 lap to go, you can see that mad dash for the 4th and final transfer spot. DJ Kilinowski started in the back of this D main. He's got 1 more set of corners to try to get up, get around Jeremy Elliott, and take that 4th and final transfer spot. Is it going to be enough? No. Yes, Kilinowski does make it by 0.216 seconds. DJ Kilinowski going to take the 4th and final transfer position and move on to the C main, where he will again start dead last. So Kilinowski going to be starting 15th on the C main. He'll have 16 laps to make it into the top 4. Again, 16 laps doesn't sound like long, and that's because it ain't. He's got a long way to go in a short time to get to the top 4 of this race. The pole setter is going to be the 88 of Thomas Coggins. The outside of the front row will be the 01 of Tyler Hudson. Justin Thomas, the Mode Media House, Mode Motorsports, number 9 machine inside the second row. To his outside, the California driver tonight. That one gets me, Adam. That's good stuff. The Dunder Mifflin Incorporated Paper Company Ford Fusion, carrying the number 39 tonight. That is going to be Adam Elby. I hope the Office theme song is playing in everyone's head like it is mine right now. Eric Hugh going to be driving the Lucas Oil Racing TV Bojangles number 5. He's going to be on the inside of row number 3 alongside the 71 of the H&M Automotive. Napa Auto Parts, Evil One Graphics number 71. That is Richard Spar. Next row back, row number 4 on the inside, Aaron Kitchen, the Madman Motorsports Vic Hill Racing Engines number 17. Gonna be on the inside of row number 4. We may be missing our leader. It doesn't look like Thomas Coggins has made the call. So we'll see what happens here. We may slide everybody up. Dustin Hall going to be outside that 4th row. He'll be alongside the 68, the HRE Motorsports. VP Racing, number 68, is going to be Darren Luttrell. Next row back on the inside, you're going to have the 20, the Black Rifle Coffee Company, number 20 of Brandon Schmidt. He'll be alongside Chris Orencia in the HRE Motorsports, number 78. Brandon Schmidt, David Sutton, Ryan Martin, Kevin Forcier, and DJ Kilinowski going to be the rest of the field. We are going to wad them up big time on the start, but everybody's still rolling as Hudson is your leader off of turn number 4. Tyler Hudson going to lead lap number 1. It looks like Thomas Coggins logging in at the very last second and going to get a lucky break as a yellow comes out. Coggins going to get a yellow flag, as Justin Thomas was your leader that time. Tyler Hudson in second spot. Adam Elby third. Eric Hugh, your 4th and final transfer at this point in time. I don't know. There may have been a manual caution thrown. It actually looks like that was the case. As soon as your original pole setter, Thomas Coggins, got in the race, it looks like maybe a yellow was thrown to let him catch up. They wave him around the pace truck, but Thomas unfortunately will be at the back of the field. Once again, a 60-lap main event this evening, and in the first half of the show, caution flag laps will count. The second 30 will be manually scored. looks like everybody on the same lap here, a level playing field. Actually looks like we're going to get a double foul restart. Looks like we're going to do our best to get this a full re-rack and restack. Full on double foul, 2x2. So the caution flag, like I said, being thrown to let our original pole setter, Thomas Coggins, come out on the racetrack. Unfortunately, Thomas now at the back of the pack. Here inside of the front row going to be Justin Thomas in the 9 alongside Tyler Hudson. Adam Elby there in 3rd spot. Eric Hugh going to line up outside that 2nd row in 4th. Should be getting the green flag this time off of turn number 4. Indeed we do. And Thomas going to lead them to it. Down into turn number 1, the Dunder Mifflin, number 39 every time. Adam, that one gets me, man. Oh, another yellow flag coming out. We got a big pile up in the back there. DJ Kilinowski involved, one of your D main transfers, getting caught up in a back of the pack incident there. And the Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag coming out. Replay queued up, should be on the screen for you once again, courtesy of Charles Wooten and the Virtual Racing Network. I'll tell you what, folks, if you like what you're seeing here on the broadcast at any of the locations or any of the sites that we're streaming, be it Race on Texas Facebook page, the VLR Facebook page, Virtual Racing Network's Facebook page, or the YouTube channel, look up those guys on Facebook, the Virtual Racing Network. Charles Wooten and the gang do a great job, and recently have teamed up with Race on Texas, a merger, so to speak, or an acquisition, however you want to phrase that. We are very, very excited at Race on Texas to be working with Charles and the Virtual Racing Network. Some of the best broadcasts in iRacing, no matter what, no matter where you're looking, you always want to look to the Virtual Racing Network for the best short track iRacing streams you can find. Some great stuff coming in 2019. Like I said, got some racing coming up this weekend, starting actually with practice tomorrow at South Texas Speedway. And those races will be broadcast live to you from raceontexas.com. You can check out the website there. Also, probably on the Facebook page for streaming costs for that pay-per-view there. Will be live all 3 nights, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I do believe there's going to be some peaks in tomorrow at practice. I will be traveling down there. I'll be on the microphone all 3 nights, so you can catch some awesome limited modified action. $8,900 to the winner on Saturday night, and we are green flag once again here in the C main. 8 laps to go and 8 laps down, so we're halfway home here in the C main. Top 4 right now: Thomas, Hudson, Elby, and Spar. Richard Spar sliding up the racetrack. Going to lose that 4th and final transfer spot. Give it to Chris Orencia in the 78 machine. Chris taking over that 4th and final transfer spot. The battle for the top spot is heating up, as my buddy Zach Clark would say. A good look to the inside of Tyler Hudson. Hudson going to take over that top spot into turn number 3. Give him the nod off of 4. The ADA sign wraps. Number 01 is your new race leader. Justin Thomas slides up the racetrack, slips back to 2nd spot. Here comes the Californian, the Dunder Mifflin Incorporated Paper Company, number 39 Ford Fusion of Adam Elby, trying to close up the gap on Justin Thomas. Indeed, Elby going to make the move off of turn number 4, take over the 2nd spot. Thomas slips back to 3rd. 11 laps down and 5 to go for your leader, Tyler Hudson. Right now, a .273 second gap over 2nd spot, Adam Elby. The Californian has come up winless so far in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Put a lot of great runs down in the Race on Texas Sprint Car Series back in the winter months. I would love to see Adam grab a win here Right now, he's working his way through the C main field. Got a transfer position into the B, trying to get around your leader, Tyler Hudson, for one more starting position in that B main. I tell you what, Adam's got a great bottom side setup. Nice car control. The car is nice and smooth through the bottom side of the racetrack, and this time the Californian goes top shelf through 3 and 4, trying to get a good run on Hudson for the lead. Not going to be enough. It looks like the bottom is the place to be through 1 and 2. Hudson and the 8 assigned wraps working on the bottom of the racetrack in 1 and 2. LB once again top shelf through 3 and 4. A pair of Fords trying to work it out on the top side of the racetrack and the bottom. We come back across the start-finish line. 1 to go here. The white flag is out. Hudson out in front by 0.184 seconds, and LB with a great run off of turn number 2. Going to take the lead. Hudson going to cross him right back up. We're coming to the start-finish line for the final time. It's going to be Hudson with the win. LB in second. Thomas will be third. Fourth and final transfer position going to go to the 17 of Aaron Kitchen. Madman Motorsports, Vic Hill Racing Engines, Colby's Eye Paint, number 17. Race number, or actually, excuse me, the B main, my bad, coming up. 20 laps, going to be the distance here for the B main. Top 8 out of this one going to be transferring to the main event. 60 laps going to be the distance here for the A main at Knoxville Raceway in night number 6, the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. And would you look at that, we got a pair of those H&M Automotive Evil One graphics paint jobs on the front row. J.D. Brown on the inside in the 14, Cole Harvey to the outside in the 85. Kevin Dedman, the NOS Energy Drink, number 22, the leader and frontman of Dirty Grass Soul, going to start on the inside of row number 2. He'll be alongside Tyler Ducharme in the Chevy Camaro, number 25, the Sim Racing Authority, number 25 machine. Cody Turchi, the No Name Motorsports, Kryptonite Racing Flatline Graphics, Flatline Graphics number 09, going to be inside row number 3. He'll be alongside the Team VLR. Accelerated Chevrolet SS number 097 of Rocky Battenfield. The Caprone Screen Printing and Graphic Design number 23, driven by Jeremy Caprone, going to be inside row number 4. He'll be alongside the Brian Tooley Racing. Demon Race Engines Camaro number 47, that is Lucas Chowning. Schaefer Specialized Lubricants number 74 is going to be Blake Brown. He'll be alongside Skylar Brown in the Bang Energy Drink number 10 machine. Kendall Tucker, the 00 machine, going to be inside row number 6. He'll be alongside your first C main transfer. That is going to be Tyler Hudson. Then you're going to have Adam Elby inside row number 7. Justin Thomas to the outside, and Aaron Kitchen, your fourth and final transfer, going to be 15th on the B main starting field. Green flag is out. We're underway off of turn number 4. A pair of those Evil One graphics, Napa Auto Parts, H&M Automotive, beautiful paint jobs leads him to the green flag, and the leader off of turn number 2 going to be J.D. Brown. Look at Kevin Dedman, though, your Gobbler 100 winner back in November. Now challenging for the top spot off the bottom of turn number 4. Give it to J.D. Brown, though, your leader at the stripe. Kevin Dedman in second. Cole Harvey and Tyler Ducharme, your top 4. Battenfield, Turchi, Caprone, and Chowning round out the 8 transfer positions. Tell you what, Jeremy Caprone right now with his hands full around the racetrack here. Scored in the 7th position at this point. Got his hands full with Lucas Chowning and Skylar Brown. Those two are duking it out for that 8th and final transfer position. They're side by side down the backstretch into turn number 3. Skylar Brown working the bottom of the racetrack. Lucas Chowning up top. Give the nod to Brown. 3 laps in, Skylar Brown's got himself an 8th place spot right now, and he's got to transfer into the main event. Down the backstretch, your leader, J.D. Brown, trying to work the high side, gets all up in the wall off of turn number 2. And we do have a yellow flag coming out. I thought maybe Battenfield was going to be able to save it, but no. The 097. Team VLR, accelerated Chevrolet SS, going to bring our first caution. Replay should be queued up and ready once again. Thanks so much to Charles Wooten, making everything look so pretty. I just get to talk about it, and Charles does a great job getting you all these shots with the best camera angles, camera packages that I've seen in the iRacing service. Some great stuff coming from Charles Wooten and the Virtual Racing Network. The Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag back out one more time tonight. Miss Taylor Florio, Wonder Woman, a Southern Sport Mod racer at Heart of Texas Speedway, tuning in this evening. The young lady, no stranger to victory lane, picked up a couple wins, I do believe, last season in 2018. One, I think, at Heart of Texas, and two at 281 Speedway in Stephenville. Taylor, I hope I got that right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. You can tell me next week. We should be getting things set here for the B main, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like 5 laps have been completed. Evan Dedman is your leader. J.D. Brown in second spot. Tyler Ducharme, Cole Harvey, Cody Turchi, Jeremy Caprone, Skylar Brown, and Blake Brown. Your 8 transfer positions at this point. We are going to go to single file restarts. 6 laps complete. 14 laps to go. And we've got everybody looks to be in the correct order here. Single file restart should be getting the green flag this time. It looks like we're on the throttle and we're underway. Kevin Dedman going to lead them down into turn number 1. And immediately J.D. Brown goes top shelf in turn number 1. You can see the racetrack slick from nearly top to bottom, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like a good old hot Friday night. Not a lot of grip to be found there. As that old racetrack in its 53rd year of action. In the summertime, she gets black, she gets dry slick, and it makes for some great racing like we've got here tonight at Knoxville Raceway with the Team VLR South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Dedman still your leader through turns 3 and 4. 8 laps down, going to be 9 this time by. 9 down and 11 to go. J.D. Brown has closed the gap to .184 seconds. One of the few cars on the top side of this racetrack. J.D. trying to keep it out of the wall, but that cushion right there where that right rear tire is, right up alongside the wall. And, of course, you don't know where the back of this car is. It is an insane amount of car control these guys have. And just as I say that, J.D., 4 wheels over the cushion, grabs all of that retaining wall. And we still stay green. He still keeps the second, or actually slips back to the 3rd spot, as Tyler Ducharme gets around there in the 25, actually to the 4th spot, as Cole Harvey gets around in the 85. So J.D. Brown back to your 4th and final transfer spot. It looks like the bottom side is the way to go. Sometimes you got to be slow to be fast here in the Supers. Working the bottom side of the racetrack, still your leader is Kevin Dedman by .664 seconds over first spot. It's 1.063 seconds, actually 1.294 seconds back to J.D. Brown, who's gotten back around Cole Harvey for 3rd spot. The battle, probably the best one on the racetrack, is the one for that 3rd spot. Of course, the top 8 going to transfer. Right now, your 8th and final spot belongs to the 74 of Blake Brown. Right now, Cole Harvey trying to work with J.D. Brown to get around and take over that 3rd spot. And Harvey's got his hands full with Jeremy Caprone. And Caprone was your Winter Dirt Derby winner back in December at Lanier National Speedway in the Camping World Trucks. That was a great race we had there with Team VLR, of course. And it was Caprone coming out on top. Going to be 15 down and 5 laps to go, this time by the flag stand. Dedman still your leader. Tyler Ducharme in 2nd spot. 3rd spot, I believe that time was J.D. Brown. Cole Harvey in 4th. Jeremy Caprone, Skylar Brown, Kendall Tucker, and Blake Brown rounding out the top 8 transfers. 2 very distinct racing lines starting to show up here, actually have been for most of this race. The safer one, definitely the bottom side. Not a whole lot of traffic down there. Not a whole lot of stuff to hit down around the bottom side of the racetrack. The top, you're doing 120 miles an hour coming into the top side of the racetrack, and that big steel outside wall right there to wrap you up, and it's big, cold, hard, steely, car-destroying arms. It is just going to grab all of Tyler Ducharme that time around and wrap him up in a great big old bear hug off the top of turn number 2. He's wheel to wheel now with J.D. Brown. Brown working the bottom side of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. 18 down, 2 to go that time by for Kevin Dedman, the top spot now. The lead is 0.894 seconds, actually 1.555 seconds that time by. Back into turn number 3 already. Tyler Ducharme holding down that second spot, but not by much. He's definitely playing defense as J.D. Brown trying to get back up there, retake the second spot. One more lap to go. We're working our final lap right now. Kevin Dedman, your leader, down the back chute for the final time. Rolling the bottom. Nice and smooth. Got to be slow to be fast at this point. And Dedman has got that formula worked out. Got the exact right answer as he's going to grab the win here in the B main. Ducharme, Brown, Caprone, Skylar Brown, Kendall Tucker, Cole Harvey, and Tyler Hudson scored as your 8 transfer spots. So Blake Brown, Cody Turchie, Aaron Kitchen, Lucas Chowning, Rocky Battenfield, Justin Thomas, and unfortunately Adam Elby are going to have to hang it up. We are going to take a little bit of a break here, ladies and gentlemen, get some warm-up laps on the racetrack, and we will turn them loose here for 60 green flag laps. The drivers and race control are discussing, I'm hearing over at the race control channel, discussing a track reset, which would completely reset the state of this racetrack from dry slick like it is now to brand new and fresh. Don't think many of the drivers really keen on that idea. They've prepared these cars. Of course, I don't know how many of you don't know much about, or how many of you know a whole bunch about iRacing here, but every single thing on these cars is adjustable. And these drivers have worked on getting their dry slick setups just right, because that is exactly what this racetrack is going to be tonight. Between fuel load, tire pressure, shock, compression, and rebound at all 4 corners, the string strength, the ride heights, all of it absolutely adjustable here in iRacing. Of course, you can just about set it up just like you would a real race car. And these guys have worked to try to get those setups right where they need to be. Looks like we're going to roll right on into the main event. Warm-up time is done. The checkered flag is going to wave. All right, folks, give us just a second here. And it looks like we may be having some technical issues. We're going to try to get these sorted out. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I'm hearing from race control that we've had a glitch here. We're going to call it a rainout or a washout temporarily. We are going to grab and set up and put up another server, and we should be back in a few minutes. I'd say give us 5 to 10. Of course, you'll get notified when we go back live here on Facebook Live. So just stay tuned. We will be back with the 60-lap main event for night number 6 of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series in just a few moments.
Thermal take. Say command.
What is the weather like in LA?
The weather is clear in LA.
What is the weather like in New York?
The weather is rain in New York.
Use flow mode.
Flow.
Say hello TT.
Hello TT.
This is a demonstration for the built-in water temperature sensor of W5 CPU water block. There is a water temperature sensor built inside W5 to detect the temperature of the coolant that runs through W5. Here, we're using thermal mode and time-lapse effect to show the temperature change of the system. You can easily see the real-time temperature change on the software screen. W5 is also made with central inlet design, which contributes to higher coolant flow that helps faster heat dispatching to achieve a lower coolant temperature, of which you can see on the software thanks to the water temperature sensor. While W5 shows you the temperature of the coolant that runs through your CPU water block, you can also throw in a Pacific TF1 indicator to monitor the temperature and coolant flow of your whole system.
All right, folks, we are still trying to get some things sorted out here, trying to get a new lobby up and running so we can get to our 60-lap main event here. While we've got a little to remind you about some of the awesome racing coming up in iRacing. Of course, we got some big racing coming up this coming weekend at South Texas Speedway. We're going to be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the inaugural Jerry Whitaker Memorial. $2,000 to win Thursday, $2,000 to win Friday. Both those nights, $200 just to start. And then on Saturday, $8,900 to the winner of the limited modified main event, and $890 just to take the green flag on Saturday night. You are not going to want to miss that. If you are nowhere near Corpus Christi, Texas, or if you know somebody that may be racing down there, but you can't make it to the track yourself, the next best thing is going to be tuning in to the pay-per-view broadcast. That's right, you're going to get to hear me again for 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, through raceontexas.com. Check out the website for pricing on that pay-per-view package. We will be doing, I'm sure, several live look-ins tomorrow night through the Race on Texas Facebook page, so you can see the improvements that have been made. The track has been changed up at South Texas quite a bit. The backstretch wall was brought down about a lane to try to slow that racetrack down just a little bit, make for some better racing, some closer racing action. We've got some of the best limited modified racers from all over the Lone Star State and even up into Oklahoma and over into Louisiana going to be converging on the quarter mile at Corpus Christi, and that is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Of course, pay-per-view once again going to be brought to you by Race on Texas. You can log on to that website, raceontexas.com. Check out the price points for the pay-per-view. As well, Sunday, March the 10th, our very own Charles Wooten going to be at the new Monarch Motor Speedway, formerly the Red River Speedway, there in Wichita Falls, Texas. He's going to be there for their practice, getting you some great footage, a little look in there as the new owners prepare to take on their first full season in 2019. A lot of great races coming up at Monarch Motor Speedway. Charles is going to be there to cover every single race for Race on Texas. We are very excited to be teaming up with him and the Virtual Racing Network to be broadening out into the real racing world for those guys. Of course, we here at Race on Texas have dipped our toes into the iRacing pool and are so far loving what we're doing. Hope that you love what you're seeing. And, of course, we're going to be, once again, coming up April 9th and 10th. That is going to be the 12th annual Schaefer Specialty Lubricant Spring Fling, brought to you by Team VLR. Of course, Charles is going to be behind the cameras for that one as well with the Virtual Racing Network. Ben Shelton and Tommy Rowe Jr. are going to be on the call. That is April 9th and 10th. For the 12th annual Schaefer's Specialty Lubricant Spring Fling. Once again, $3,000 to the winner, the biggest purse in iRacing history, a total purse of $12,000 in cash and contingencies. You are not going to want to miss out. Give us just a few more moments, folks. We're going to check in with KT and the gang over at Team VLR and figure out exactly what's going on. We're getting some reports of some troubles with iRacing itself. New build coming out today, and as they say, when it's brand new, sometimes you still got to work the bugs out. So we're having some issues here. Night number 6 of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. So just bear with us, and we'll be right back. All right, folks, we do apologize once again for the technical difficulties we had there, but we are back at Knoxville Raceway here in Knoxville, Iowa, getting ready to go for the 60-lap main event here for night number 6 of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. In a little bit of a practice run here, letting these drivers get used to this surface once again. I don't think we had a full-on reset, but it is not nearly as dry as it was before we had the server issues. So we are getting ready to go here in just a few moments. Could be getting set for our 60-lap main event. And atop the session here, looks like we're going to go 100% for the next service, or next session, excuse me. So we are going to get set to go. We'll let KT know that we are good to go. And we'll get everybody gridded up. Looks like we're going to go ahead and move on to our main event here. Once again, folks, we do apologize for the technical difficulties here. We are going to go ahead and bump up to that next session, get the grid out, get ready to go here. Once again, 60 laps in tonight's South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series main event. And the field should be making their way to the grid. Just as soon as they start getting set out, I will get you that lineup there. Nobody has hit the grid just yet. Sounds like the field is rolling. There they are out there on the racetrack or on the grid. They should be set to go. Start my timing screen here. There we go. I've got names. It's super handy and super helpful. Dylan Fox going to start this thing from the inside of the front row in the D1RT Sim Sports number 999. He'll be alongside Chase Cabry in the 54 of the Valvoline sponsored number 54 machine. Dylan Wilson going to be on the inside of row number 2 in the D1RT Motorsports number 80 machine. He should be alongside the 52 of James Edens. Next row back on the inside, it should be Cole Newhoffen there in the 8 car. That is the Dead Zone Racing number 8. And to his outside, that's Virgil Graham in the 42, the Extreme Race Graphics number 42 Chevrolet Camaro. Next row back, the Team Victory Lane Racing Hanover Wrecker Service, RaceOnTexas.com, iRacing iFlag sponsored number 07. That is going to be Howard Weaver. Howard going to be alongside the 37 iRacing iFlag Victory Lane Racing Vic Hill Racing Engines, sponsored number 37 of Randall Carter. Hayden Cardwell going to be on the next row back. That's row number 5 on the inside. He is your current series point leader. A full 50% of the races that have been ran in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series, actually more than that, 3 out of 5. So 60% so far of the races completed have gone to that young man out of the volunteer state of Tennessee. He'll be alongside the Canadian Phenom in the 12 car. That is going to be Alex Bergeron. Next row back will be Shane James and Terry Wolf, then Shad Prescott and Leoden Pena, Garrett Nabruge, and Zach Leonardi. Looks like Kevin Dedman and Tyler Ducharme, J.D. Brown, Jeremy Caprone, Skylar Brown, Kendall Tucker, Cole Harvey, and Tyler Hudson. Gonna be the remainder of the field. We should be getting the green this time off of turn number 4. There's the green flag, a 100% track state here as we take the green flag in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Dylan Fox immediately to the top side of the racetrack. Chase Cabry looking to make it 2 victories here. Runs him down in second spot. Cabry to the bottom of turns 3 and 4, excuse me. The Valvoline Lincoln Electric number 54 machine gets a good run off the bottom. They're wheel to wheel down the front stretch into turn number 1. Dylan Fox still your leader that time at the stripe by .022 seconds over Chase Cabry. They are wheel to wheel once again down the backstretch into turn number 3. It's Fox out in front this time by a little bit larger margin. I say little bit, I mean a little bit. .065 seconds, so still less than 1/10 separate the top two. And it looks like Cabry with a bit of an edge this time going into turn number 3. Cabry working the bottom side of the racetrack. Dylan Fox able to use the momentum to the outside. I'm not going to call that one. Let's look at the timing screen. It was Dylan Fox by 4 1/1000ths of a second off the top side of the racetrack, leading lap number 4. Cabry once again making it happen on the bottom side of turn 3 and 4. We got a yellow flag on the speedway. Looks like it is for Garrett Nabrouge. Replay is queued up and ready, ladies and gentlemen. Garrett Nabrouge there bringing out our first caution flag from Hanover Wrecker Service of the main event. It comes 5 laps into the race. Dylan Fox is your leader. Chase Cabry in second. Dylan Wilson is third. James Eden's fourth. Cole Newhoffen rounds out the top 5. Virgil Graham, Howard Weaver, Hayden Cardwell, your point leader. Alex Bergeron and Shane James round out the top 10. We are going to sort out the field here, ladies and gentlemen, while our caution flag laps do count under the Hanover Wrecker Service cautions for the first half of the race. Remember, they will not after lap number 30. We will manually score and count those laps, so hopefully not a lot of cautions here coming to you. First one coming out, like I said, Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag coming out on lap number 5. Had some cars getting together in turn number 3. Looks like it's going to be a double file restart. Looks like a double file restart here. You see the field lining up 2 by 2. Dylan Fox is your leader. Chase Cabry in second. Dylan Wilson third. Cole Newhoffen fourth. Howard Weaver rounding out the top 5. 7 laps complete. 53 to go. The field bunching up nice and tight. We should be getting the pace truck off the racetrack, and the yellow flag should come out, or the green flag, should come out this time off of turn 4. It's like I've never done this before. We're going to get a green this time around. Dylan Fox going to stomp on the loud pedal, lead the field off of turn number 4 down the front stretch. A good restart off the inside of the racetrack, and Chase Cabry, your second place car right now, the Valvoline Lincoln Electric number 54, trying to run, and Cabry disappeared there for a second, trying to run everybody down. He's trying to hold off, or trying to run down your leader anyway. He's trying to hold off a hard charging Dylan Wilson there in third spot. Cole Newhoffen is fourth. A good battle side by side between Howard Weaver and James Edens. That's for fifth. Weaver working the top side of the racetrack, going to take over the fifth spot off of turn number 2. Howard Weaver, Hayden Cardwell going top shelf through 3 and 4 once again. The berm barely off the outside wall. The cushion just inches from the retaining wall, and the same story over in turns 1 and 2. However, the top side seems to have some speed. Some very fast lap times being turned around the outside of this racetrack. Fastest car of the race that last lap was your leader, 19.653. And another caution flag coming to the racing surface. I'm not sure who that's for. I don't see anybody off pace in my timing screen here. Looks like we had a caution flag thrown, at least according to what I'm seeing in the chat box there from Race Control. Looked like maybe Cole Harvey off the pace, stopped on the racetrack at some point, and the caution flag was thrown. So 12 laps complete. We are working lap number 13 right now. Once again, the Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag has come out for the second time in the sixth race of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Your point leader is Hayden Cardwell out in front right now after winning 3 of 5 races completed. Cardwell started the series strong, picking up both features, first 2 nights out. And the second night was a clean sweep, quick time heat race win, and leading, I believe, every lap of the feature that night. So Cardwell starting the series strong, proving that he is not one to be trifled with. The young racer out of Tennessee, proving that he will be a contender here in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Once again, we are under a Hanover Wrecker Service yellow flag. We are getting things sorted out on the racetrack. Should be rolling here any moment. Dylan Fox, still your leader, 14 laps complete. I do believe the green flag going to come out this time around. And indeed, we get a green flag this time off of turn number 4. Another good start off the bottom for Dylan Fox. Going to lead Chase Cabry and the rest of the field into turn number 1. What a save by Dylan Wilson. I thought he was going to hang on to it. Cars getting tangled up there. It looked like Newhoffen maybe helping Wilson around. And Cole Newhoffen off the pace. We are going to get another yellow flag. Replay should be queued up there from Charles. I watched that unfold from the blimp camera angle here in the software, and it looked like Wilson got a good restart but carried a little too much speed onto the bottom of turn number 1. The 80 machine got a little bit sideways, and Newhoffen, with nowhere to go, unfortunately got into the back of the 80 car. But it does look like Newhoffen going to be given an EOL penalty and shuffled to the back. We are going to go single file on this restart, ladies and gentlemen. KT King changing the restarts there from race control. Going to go single file here on our next restart. Once again, don't forget, coming up on April 9th and 10th, the 12th annual Spring Fling from Team VLR this year, brought to you by Schaefer Specialty Lubricants. That's going to be April 9th and 10th. $3,000 on the line for the winner. The $12,000 cash and prize purse for the event. You are not going to want to miss out. Ben Shelton and Tommy Rowe Jr. going to be on the call for the 12th annual Spring Fling this year, brought to you by Schaefer Specialty Lubricants. And also, don't forget that starting tomorrow, we're going to have a little bit of practice there at the South Texas Speedway. Of course, the title sponsor for this series. We're going to have the inaugural Jerry Whitaker Memorial Limited Modified Race. It's going to be $2,000 to win on Thursday, $2,000 to win on Friday, $8,900 to the winner on Saturday night for the Limited Modifieds. Ricky Ingalls, Cale Westover, just to name a few, have already entered into this weekend's competition. Shane Aber are going to be in competition as well. For those of you that follow the limited modified racing scene here in Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, some big names getting ready to come out to South Texas Speedway for the season opener there at that racetrack in 2019. And Dylan Fox going to the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Chase Cabry all the way to the outside of the second corner, hoping to get a good run down into turn number 3. James Edens there in third spot. Couldn't quite hold the car to the bottom of the racetrack. He slides all the way up to the outside of the wall. Once again, we have, this track is as dry as it's going to get. We started this server at 100% usage, so there is as little grip as there is going to be. These drivers have compensated and changed their setups to allow for that. Right now, Dylan Fox, your leader, off of turn number 4. 21 laps in the books, 39 to go here in the 60-lap main event tonight. at Knoxville Raceway. Battle is heating up for second spot. Chase Cabry right now with the runner-up position. James Edens at the stripe was .218 seconds out of the runner-up position. Fourth spot, you don't want to count out the Canadian phenom, Alex Bergeron out of Quebec in the 12 car. And Shane James, a good run for the 3 car, rounding out the top 5. Virgil Graham, Terry Wolf, Kendall Tucker, J.D. Brown, and Shad Prescott. Prescott mired mid-pack, not what we normally see out of the D1RT racer. In the 41 machine right now, running in the 10th spot. Make it 9th as it gets around J.D. Brown. Back up front we go. We are rolling through turns. Looks like 3 and 4 there. We cross the start-finish line one more time. 24 down, and 36 laps to go. Dylan Fox working the bottom of the racetrack. I think the speed's maybe going to pick up a little bit as some of the fuel load burns off in these cars. What's interesting is it's still sunlight. We are not going to have the track cooling at night as we have had before in some of our previous races in this series. You can see as Chase Cabry right there runs right through that blackest part of the racetrack. It is slicker than snot on a doorknob right through the middle of there, and not a lot of grip to be had. You see 2 very distinct racing lines starting to form as now Cabry, with a good run off the outside of turn number 4, closes the gap to its smallest of the race, .096 seconds. On the outside of turn number 2 now. Cabry has come alive here. These last couple of laps has found something on the outside of this racetrack. James Edens now, not that far behind, is following Cabry around the outside. Look again, the great run that Chase gets off the top of turn number 4. And Alex Bergeron has closed the gap as well. The 4 cars out in front really running very close together as Cabry now to the bottom of the racetrack in turn number 3. Looking to the inside, the 54 machine, the Valvoline Lincoln Electric 54. Probably the most comfortable car on the racetrack right now. Putting a slider maybe on the inside of the 999. No, Cabry gonna lose some ground there. Had a good look to the inside of turns 1 and 2. James Edens that time having a good head of steam through the second set of corners. Those top 4 cars nearly nose to tail as we come off of turn number 4. And that's Shane James there in the 5th spot, not too far behind. 1.428 seconds is all that separates the top 5 cars. Your leader still Dylan Fox. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, Chase Cabry has done everything he can so far as we are halfway home, 30 down and 30 to go here in the main event for the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series, night number 6 on the racetrack. Rolling through turns 3 and 4 once again, nose to tail up around the outside of the racetrack, ripping the lip here at Knoxville. Right through the middle of the racetrack once again for Dylan Fox out in front, the D1RT Sim Sport. 999 out in front, has led this thing almost since the drop of the green flag. Chase Cabry in second spot. Ooh, the first bobble there from your leader, Fox. Jumping that berm there with the right rear in turns 1 and 2. That cost him some precious time. Fortunately for him, Chase Cabry doing the same thing, making the same bobble. Cabry now playing a 2-front battle here. He's got his hands full with James Edens, and Edens throws a slider into turn number 1. Going to take over the second spot from Chase Cabry. James Edens a couple of times this season has had sort of a halfway home or sort of late in the race rally. We got another yellow flag coming out. The Hanover Wrecker Service caution going to wave this time for the 37 of Randall Carter. In the Rocket R1, the replay going to be queued up and ready there for you, ladies and gentlemen. The iRacing iFlag, Victory Lane Racing, Vic Hill Racing Engines number 37, bringing us our 3rd Hanover Wrecker Service caution of the main event. Cole Newhoff leaving the server there would have been an EOL penalty is what I'm hearing from Race control there, which would have been his second of the evening, which probably would have been grounds for dismissal from the server in the first place. So Newhofen disconnecting early there. His night is done. Unfortunately for Randall Carter, have to go to the back of the pack. He has been waved around the pace car, so he'll be on the same lap as everybody else. He'll tag on to the back of the field. Dylan Fox, your race leader. I believe it's 34 laps complete here. Of course, these caution flag laps not counting now. Going to go back to a double file restart. Dylan Fox on the inside. James Edens in second. Chase Cabry third. Alex Bergeron in fourth spot. And Shane James rounding out the top five. 31 laps complete here, ladies and gentlemen, in the A-Main for night number 6 of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Looks like we're going to be going green this time, I believe. Yep, green flag is out. We're back underway off of turn number 4. Another good start off the inside of the racetrack there for Dylan Fox. James Eden settles into that second position. A good run right through the middle. If you watch Fox, the car is real loose. It bobbles just a little bit there through the middle of the corner, and there again, right through the transition from turn 3 to turn 4. Dylan Fox struggling just a little bit. James Edens is a little bit faster through the middle of the corner. If he can make that work every lap, Edens is going to find his way up and around Dylan Fox, and Edens to the bottom of turn number 3 just as I say that. James Edens going to put a slide job on your leader for the top spot. Dylan Fox with a crossover move, going to retake the lead at the line by next to nothing. 0.189 seconds at the stripe. 33 laps in the books, ladies and gentlemen. 27 to go. We're going to be 34 and 26 as we cross the start-finish line right here. Dylan Fox, your leader that lap. Actually, the last lap, it was 0.016 seconds. 16 thousandths of a second between the top two cars. What a battle for the lead as we come back into turn number 3. Dylan Fox once again loose right through the middle of the corners, and James Edens trying to capitalize on that issue that the 999 machine is having. Edens right now with the best lap of the race of 19.505. And Dylan Fox's best lap, a 19.435. Again, Fox tight through the middle of the corner that time after taking a weird push off the bottom of the racetrack, slides up towards the outside retaining wall. Both drivers that time into turn number 1 entering low, using all of the racetrack on their way to the outside. Edens once again dives to the bottom. Here comes a slider. Kendall Tucker now sneaking up into that third spot. The 06 Motorsport number 00 machine sitting in third position right now. And Tucker's one you got to watch. If he's right there hanging out, biding his time, he'll find a moment, make his move, and he'll be by you in a heartbeat. Kendall Tucker, a very capable race car driver, as we're nearly 3 wide into turn number 3. Chase Cabry now has slipped back to the 4th spot. Alex Bergeron rounding out the top 5. Bergeron right there on the tail tank or the rear bumper of the 54 machines. We come into turn number 3. Your top 5 cars, ladies and gentlemen, you can just about throw a blanket over as we now complete lap number 40. Make that 39. 39 laps complete, 21 to go. That time by for Dylan Fox, your race leader. That time by 0.380 seconds. 40 laps complete, that time by the stripe, ladies and gentlemen. 20 laps to go. James Edens now in second spot by 0.291 seconds. It's another 0.482 back to Kendall Tucker. I tell you what, 3, 4, and 5, probably some of the closest racing on the racetrack right now, with Kendall Tucker there in 3rd, Chase Cabry in 4th, and Alex Bergeron in 5th. Those 3, 4, and 5 on the racetrack. Let's drop back to Kendall Tucker here. Take a look back behind him as he's got Alex Bergeron right there in the 12th car. The Easy Go, a 06 Motorsports number 00. Tagging the wall there on the outside, but Kendall Tucker nonetheless got the 3rd spot right now. He finishes out the podium. And Alex Bergeron was 3rd in the World of Outlaw Late Model Series with iRacing in 2018. So Alex knows what he's doing behind the wheel of one of these late models. We've got another yellow flag. This time it looks like it may be Shad Prescott on the racetrack. Replay queued up, ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. The yellow flag, the Hanover Wrecker Service caution, coming out for the 41 of Shad Prescott. Dylan Fox still going to be your race leader. James Edens there in second spot. Kendall Tucker third. Alex Bergeron, Chase Cabry round out the top 5. Virgil Graham, J.D. Brown, Shane James, Hayden Cardwell, and Tyler Hudson round out the top 10. Once again, Hayden Cardwell there in ninth spot. The 7 machine has won 3 out of 5 completed races with South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. He, of course, is your point leader of the series at this point. And speaking of point leaders for the series, the points champion after 8 weeks going to get a pretty nice payout, actually, for the series, as well as a 20-lap experience with the Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience. Any car at any track in 2019 that the Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience makes a stop at, that 20-lap experience is a $200 value, and that's going to go to our point champion after 8 weeks. We're going to have another double file restart here. We cannot thank once again the Kenny Wallace Dirt Racing Experience enough for coming on board with us for this series. I think it brings a sense of real-world legitimacy to this iRacing racing that we see. I tell you what, the action is close. The racing is tight. These guys practice day in and day out with hundreds, if not thousands, of laps at each of these tracks in each of the cars that iRacing has to offer. They are truly some of the best at what they do. And you are watching them here live with us at raceontexas.com, their Facebook page, or at Team VLR's Facebook page, or the Virtual Racing Network's Facebook page, or YouTube channel. We hope you like what you're seeing in any of those streaming spots. If you do, drop us a line in the chat. We thank you so much for watching. Feel free to share this broadcast. We take the green flag one more time. I believe it's 41 down and 43 down and 17 to go. This time past the start-finish line. Fox is your leader. James Edens up to second. Alex Bergeron has gotten around Kendall Tucker there for third. Let's see if Tucker can run Alex back down. It looks like Bergeron got a good handling car here in the late stages of the race. The fastest lap of the race belongs to your leader, a 19.435, but the second best lap belongs to Chase Cabry, a 19.464. However, the fastest car on the racetrack that lap was James Edens with a 19.642. 45 laps down, ladies and gentlemen. 15 laps to go. It's still Dylan Fox out in front. A 19.593, his last half mile here at Knoxville Raceway. The Supermoon D1RT SimSport number 999 has been out in front most of this race. Of course, everybody's still chasing down Hayden Cardwell in the point standings. Cardwell, 3 out of 5. Have found him in victory lane so far in the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Fox leads yet another lap, 47 down, 13 to go for the 999 machine out in front of the pack. James Edens right now got his hands full with Alex Bergeron. Dylan Fox right now winless in the Super Series so far. Would love to change that here at Knoxville. He's well on his way to doing it. Going to be 49 down this time by 11 laps to go. Another good battle shaping up now for the third spot. Alex Bergeron in that third position. Kendall Tucker trying to give chase there on the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Hayden Cardwell has gotten up into the top 5 after getting around Chase Cabry, as Cabry slips back to 6th. Remember, Cabry was your winner last week at Williams Grove. 10 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. 50 laps have been completed. In race number 6, the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series, Dylan Fox still your leader. Out in front in the 999 machine, the D1RT, Sim Sport, and Super Moon backed number 999. One more down, 9 more to go. James Eden's a distant second. Alex Bergeron a distant third. Kendall Tucker and Hayden Cardwell round out the top 5. Then it's K-Breed, James, Kevin Dedman has worked his way up to 8th spot. J.D. Brown and Zach Leonardi round out the top 10. 8 laps down. Dylan Fox now with a .677 second advantage. Pretty much on cruise control right now. Some of the fuel starting to burn off. These cars really starting to come alive, but the rear end maybe a little bit lighter than it was when we started a few laps ago. Say a few, it was 53 to be exact. As we are now working 7 laps ago, going to be 54 complete, this time by the stripe off of turn number 4. Edens has maybe shrunk the lead a little bit, but he's got his hands full there with Alex Bergeron. Bergeron's found something on the bottom of the racetrack. There's a little bit of a bobble right there, but can really get the power down on the exit, and Alex Bergeron has closed the gap on James Edens to 0.2 of a second. Eden's going to have to really pay attention with 5 to go here if he wants to hang on to a second place finish. As Alex Bergeron, like I said, third place, in the Super Late Models, World of Outlaws Super Late Model Series with iRacing in 2018. So Alex, no stranger to victory lane in a Super Late Model, knows what he's doing behind the wheel. Second, of course, in the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series with iRacing, and we are going to come across the line this time. 57 laps complete, 3 laps to go for Dylan Fox. Can he hold off James Edens for 3 more laps? 1.5 miles here to go at Knoxville. Is it going to be enough for Dylan Fox? You saw a little bit of a bobble there through the top of turn number 2. The car a little bit snug as Dylan yanked the wheels back to the left. And again, snug off exit, as Dylan now the lead with 2 laps to go is 0.3 seconds, 0.3 of a second. Separate the top 2 cars as we come off of turn number 2, about 1.5 laps to go. Down the back chute into turn number 3. Edens has really come on strong here these last 2 or 3 laps. He's going to have 2 more shots at the top spot as Fox loose that time off the top of turn number 4. James Edens knows he's got to go, and he's got to go now. He's setting Fox up maybe for a good run to the inside off of the top of turn number 2. Is it going to be enough? We come down the backstretch for the final time. Edens going to drift wide a little bit, sets up Fox as Fox goes low. James Edens looks to the inside, stabs the throttle for the final dash to the checker flag. It is not going to be enough. Dylan Fox going to take the win in the 6th race of the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series. Fox going to grab his first victory of the series. James Edens will be 2nd. Alex Bergeron going to be 3rd. Kendall Tucker, Hayden Cardwell, your point leader, round out the top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, give us just a minute. We're going to clear out the timing screen here. We will get the top 3 down into the press box and get a quick interview with those drivers. Give me just a second. We'll drag them down here and we'll be right back. Dylan, this is Nick in the press box. You got a copy?
Yeah, how you guys doing tonight?
All right, man. Probably not as good as you. Congrats on the first win of the series, man. It looked like a good race out there tonight.
Yeah, the track was really good actually for the beginning part of the race, and from what I could see, it looked like it was going to be. It started to get more one line, and overall it was pretty good. I can't complain.
Yeah, the bottom I think started to come around and be a little bit more dominant, or maybe the top side towards the last 10 laps or so of the race. I saw you and James up there running the top, but it really looked like, especially the last 5 laps, you were maybe having to drive the car a little bit harder off the exit. You know, James was right there, had a good look to the inside, coming to the checkers. You made it exciting. Was that maybe the track going away from you a little bit, or the car starting to fade, or what?
Yeah, as I started burning some more fuel off, it was getting really tight as soon as I would slide up to that good dirt, so I was having to fight it big time, and it was, shoving towards the wall on me.
Well, knowing that you've got somebody like James behind you, you really can't afford too many mistakes, man. You got to be on those toes, and you definitely were tonight. You held him off. James is a fantastic competitor and a really good race car driver in his own right. Good job tonight, and got the first win of the series. Hayden's been, I don't want to say dominant, but he's won literally half the races of the series. Finished 5th tonight. I doubt he lost the point lead. How do you feel about his chances, or your chances trying to knock him off the top?
Yeah, if he continues to get, I'm pretty sure he gets like a top 8 every week. He's got the championship locked up, so I just gotta hope, 1 week he wouldn't do as well. So, other than that, all I can do is try to stay consistent with, top 5s or whatever.
Well, it seemed pretty consistent for you tonight. Like I said, maybe the last 5 laps as you were burning off some fuel, the car was real snug through front, from the middle of the corner on the way out. You really seemed to have to fight with it, but other than that, it seemed pretty consistent. How do you? We maintained some pretty good speed throughout the feature. You felt like the track was good and fast. Was it racy for you?
I don't know if you could call it racy, but with the new update, it was definitely a little harder to drive. A lot easier to spin the tires through the slick, and I'm just kind of curious to see what would happen if we were able to stay in that last server, because that's about what the track ended at tonight, what we would have been starting at. So who knows?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. The new build coming out today. I came home on my lunch break, updated my computer so I could be ready to go for tonight, and it seems to really make the slick slicker. Does it change your driving style? Are you going to have to go back to the drawing board on setups, or what's it going to do going forward for you?
Yeah, I think the setups might need a little bit of adjusting, making them a little tighter, but overall it just comes down to us drivers, because you got to be a lot more careful with the throttle. So, it may not look like it, but from qualifying to end of a race like that, we're running over a second slower, so that slick is definitely putting a lot more effect on us.
Yeah, I noticed that, like you said, from the beginning of the evening in qualifying until the end of the feature, we did lose. We lost well over a second. Y'all were running mid to high 19s towards the end of this race, and we were all in the 18s in qualifying. Does the track fade quicker, or is it just more severe when that happens?
I think it's kind of both. I noticed the track slicking off a lot quicker. We just ran a few minutes in practice, and by the end of the main there, it was completely gone. So it slicks off a lot faster, and it's a lot tougher to drive through. You got to be real easy on the gas.
Well, it's definitely going to change things going forward, but nonetheless, man, you come out on top tonight. Good run. Congrats on the first win of the series. Who do you want to thank on the race car, Dylan?
First off, I want to thank you guys and VLR for running this series. It's great for all of us guys to come here Tuesday nights and race, and all the boys at D1RT. Tough luck for Dylan and Chad again tonight, but can't thank them guys enough for helping on the setups and everything.
All right, man. Good run tonight. Like I said, look forward to seeing you next week. We'll be at Eldora next week. What do you feel about your chances there?
I definitely got a little practice to do. See what I can do for a slick track like this, and hopefully I can pull out another top 5.
All right, Dylan. Good luck, and we'll see you next week, man.
Yep. See you guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was your race winner, Mr. Dylan Fox. Going to grab second spot, Mr. James Edens, get him down in here. We'll get a real quick word with him. James, this is Nick in the press box. You got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir.
Well, good run tonight, man. I thought you were going to make a show of it there coming off a 4 for the checkered.
Yeah, I tried my best. The top was just too good there.
The top really seemed to come in maybe the last, 5 to 10 laps or so, but you made it work. Your car seemed pretty comfortable, be it top or the bottom there at the end. I don't know how much more, how difficult it was for you to keep the car planted with the new build and probably not very much practice, but boy, you made it look easy.
Yeah, actually, the new build, I mean, it seems to be pretty well. The car, I mean, we didn't change much of anything, actually. Car seemed to be really good, so, I'm looking forward to it. Just kind of wish we didn't have that server hiccup there, and we could have ran on the other track that we ran in all night, because it was looking to be probably one of the best races we've had so far, but it still turned out good.
Yeah, the heat races were really good that we saw this evening. Of course, the consolation races were also really, really good, making our way towards the main event. I mean, that's one of the peculiarities of this iRacing thing that we've had to deal with or get used to from the real racing world. Stuff happens, and you don't necessarily know what it is or a server hiccup or what, but we're in a new one nonetheless. Like you said, we made the best of it. I thought it was a great race. You and Dylan there had a good run for a lot of the race. You worked your way up, got up there in the top 5, and just did really well. And unfortunately, one spot short tonight, man. But it looked like maybe another lap or two, and you could have had him.
Yeah, I was just, I tried the bottom there, the middle half of the race, trying to find something behind him, and it was just okay. It was just not enough. I was hoping that top off 4 would go away a little bit. Maybe another 15, 20 laps, it would have been gone, and I think I could have snuck by him there. But he ran a good race. I was just waiting for him to make a mistake, and he never did. So it went to him.
And I asked Dylan the same question. I'll ask it to you. How much has the new build affected you? We didn't get a lot of practice in on this. It just came out today. Are you going to have to, how much are you going to have to tweak your setup? Dylan was saying maybe he might need a bit on his, but how do you feel? Or do you feel comfortable where you are right now going forward?
I feel better than ever, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like, we were lacking a little bit early on, on the old build there. And it seems whatever they did with this new build, it seems to be really good with the car. The heat race, I could literally run anywhere I wanted, same lap time. So, and it's really drivable, really stable. So it seems to be nice. At least at Knoxville. We'll see other places.
Right. We got a whole nother ball game coming next week. Eldora, speed going to be a lot higher. Of course, banking way different. The line's going to be different. The track's going to behave differently. I mean, as much as you can, what do you see going forward next week? Are you going to be, comfortable there? What are we going to have to work on, you think, going into next week?
Eldora, in the past, it's been all pretty much right around the cushion. The banking holds you, and it's been, been a big train around there. I've heard some good things though so far that people have been making the bottom work about the same time. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, make Eldora good again.
Absolutely, man. I like it. Make it good. Make Eldora good again. Well, James, congratulations on a runner-up spot tonight. Who do you want to thank on the race car?
I just got to thank the guys at Speed Lab and VLR and you guys for putting this on.
Awesome. Well, James, thanks so much for being here again tonight. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir.
And that was Mr. James Edens, your runner-up tonight. We'll grab Alex Bergeron, the Canadian Phenom, get him down here. Alex, this is Nick in the press box. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Good run tonight, man. A third-place finish, bringing it home on the podium. New build, brand new build. Not a lot of practice on this thing, I would assume, with it coming out at lunchtime today. How do you feel about it? I asked, Dylan and James the same question. Are you, back to the drawing board on setup, or where do you feel that you are right now?
We're kind of at the same place. Just the tracks are a lot more slicker, so it's tough to get a good run off the corners. With sliding line.
With the and I noticed your car there towards maybe the last 5 to 8 laps, you were trying to enter low and keep the car glued to the bottom, but it took a weird push, or like it just didn't want to cooperate with you. Do you think that how much of that is due to the new build and the way the tracks are behaving?
I think it's just more about the surface. That's why it does that. I don't know they changed or whatnot, but I think it's just more about the surface, and it's less about setup. But tonight third place is very good, and we ran out of fuel, so we had to run slower there at the end because we would make it at the end, and we could have probably got second there, but it was just risky to just throw a slide job or something like that. So just settle for third tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 3rd out of 24 is definitely better than, 19 or 20 out of 24, which is what, could have happened had you thrown that slider there at the end. But, I mean, going into next week, we're going to Eldora next week. It's a real fast racetrack. In previous builds, it's definitely been topside dominant with the way that the banking just holds the cars to the outside. Going forward, and I've heard some things, and actually James and I were just talking about this a moment ago. I heard some folks say that maybe it's changed a little bit. The bottom's a little bit better at Eldora. Maybe we can have some 2-lane racing there. Do you look forward to maybe something different, or you think it's going to be some of the same old next week?
I really don't know. I'm gonna put some practice in and just see what happens. Just gonna look forward for qualifying. Tonight, qualifying wasn't very good. I ran out of time for my second lap and qualified 16th. So hopefully that doesn't happen next week, and we just qualify better up front and have a better shot at the win. When you start in the back, it's tough to just get up the field and get able to wrecks, and you don't want to damage your car and whatnot. But we're just gonna try to qualify as hard as we can next week, and try to get the pole. We got the pole once this season, and we'll try to get it twice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and for someone who doesn't seem super satisfied with his night, man, you did really good. You may have qualified bad, but you worked your way up through the field, and you're right. In a field this tough, that's very difficult to do, but I just think that speaks to the skill of not only you, but your other competitors out there, man, and all the time. Any week with this series, landing on the podium is a great place to be. Alex, going forward, hopefully we move on up and grab that first win of the series, man. That'd be great.
Yeah, man, I really want it. We've been not struggling, we're just being short every time, and I really want it. It's been a long time since I won a DVLR race. I think the last time was the 360 series, I think, at Charlotte, if I remember well, or USA, I think. And I really hope we can get the win and move forward the rest of the season, and grab the highest position in the championship as possible, and just get a good end of the season for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Alex, before we let you go, real quick, who do you want to thank on the race car, man?
Thanks Team ABR. Thanks to all my partners. Newbie.com, Sign Shop Bikinis, BK Designs, Meyer Inc., Max McLaughlin Racing. Everybody watching tonight, shout out to Todd Berkheimer, Coleman Gulick, Paul Keeney. Everybody watching for sure. All the fans that tuned in and watches these races for sure. These are always fun to race, and wouldn't be possible without them. Team VR for bringing these races up. You guys for broadcasting, and we'll see you guys next week.
Absolutely, man. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Your top 3 podium finishers from tonight. I hope that you've had a great time watching the race tonight with the Virtual Racing Network, Victory Lane Racing, and RaceOnTexas.com. I'm going to, at this point, throw it back to Charles in the booth. Don't forget, real quick before we go, tomorrow night I will be traveling down to South Texas Speedway. We'll have practice for the inaugural Jerry Whitaker Memorial. Racing will be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You can check out RaceOnTexas.com for the prices on the pay-per-view. If you want to watch some of the best limited modifieds and pure stocks in the state of Texas, you're not going to want to miss tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Check out RaceOnTexas.com for the pricing and times, and I will throw it back to Charles in the booth.
All right, just to kind of recap what you just said, we do have a lot of things going on this week. Of course, tomorrow night we have the World of Thunder. Nick is leaving us, of course, won't be there, but we do have Phil going to be filling in for him, no pun intended there. So Phil will be in the booth with us from our new little partnership we've done with Full Velocity TV. So of course, we have that coming up, and I will be doing some live look-ins of the race that Nick will be attending. And, of course, this Sunday we will be doing some video over at Monarch Motor Speedway, so make sure you check that out for VRN and Race on Texas. And we want to mention this real quick here. We are looking for one sponsor that would like to get some real world racing exposure. So if you would like to get your company name out there, shoot us a message on the Virtual Racing Network page, and we will get in contact with you. That being said, on behalf of Virtual Racing Network, Race on Texas, VLR, and all the sponsors involved here, have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you at the next race.